All right. So today on Free Fuel Training, we are going to be talking about Olight's Baldr RL. It's their newest weapon light. And of course, Olight sent this to me along with some other stuff because they are doing a flash sale, which is going on tomorrow. But since I am working, and I'm working full-time, and this isn't a full-time internet thing, I don't have time to do a whole video about these lights and compare beam shots and all of that. I'm sorry to all of you. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do an unboxing of this so you can get a good look at what it is and how it works. We've done lots of other Olight lights. This is kind of an update on one of their older designs. So I anticipate the beam shots are going to look very similar to the other weapon lights that they have. They're all a lot of the same stuff. The function I anticipate is going to be a lot of the same stuff. And then after we talk about the sale and we do an unboxing, I am going to give this weapon light away. So, sale, all the stuff's in the description. There's a link for it, and it's all like laid out and what their price structure is. And as normal on the Olight website, it's a complex mishmash of different options that you have, which I'm not going to memorize or even write down and try to memorize for you. So you can read it if you're interested. The Baldr RL is 1120 lumens, which I anticipate is plenty. We're going to open it up. So it's just the normal box like you normally get from Olight. Inside, here's your major malfunction a lot of people have with these lights, is they don't actually read the little thing that says that there's a yellow plastic piece inside here you have to take out before the light will work. So when you see something, a bright yellow read me, you might want to do that first. So there's a cover on these lights. Now the only complaint that I've ever heard from anyone with Olight's flashlights is that some of them have a plastic bezel and it can melt if you leave it on for long periods of time. Like if you turn it on and just let it go at turbo mode until the batteries die. Well, we don't normally do that with weapon lights, so that shouldn't be a problem. It seems like this is one of those polymer lenses. Inside here, you pull a little tab on the back, so I'll show you here. It's a little tab on the back of the light. You pull on it, and inside is that little yellow piece. You throw this away. I'm going to keep it because I'm shipping this to somebody. I don't want it to turn on and melt the packaging, so we're going to throw it back in there in the box. And inside, you see it's powered by two CR123 batteries. I'm sure you can get the rechargeable versions of these. They'll probably work, but that's what most people are going to power it with. It doesn't have any type of external charger. Then to close it up, you pull on the little tab again on the back of the light and push down and it closes. So operation is pretty much like the other Olight lights. They're weapon lights, especially the ones with the laser module. There is a control on the bottom that is just laser on, light and laser, or just light. So we'll turn it to light and laser so everybody can see. And then you click it to get constant on and click it to shut it off, or you can hold it for more than half a second and you get a momentary. If you're familiar with any of their other lights, you'll be familiar with the operation. How bright is it? Well, it's the middle of the day. We're doing this at about 11:30 a.m. It's that bright. It seems like it has that same very defined spot with very little corona that we get on many of Olight's lights. And the laser is red. That's all there is to say about it. Here, we'll give you a shot at just the light too. Just the light. It seems like it's made to maximize the throw because the size of a weapon light's bezel has to be pretty small in order for it to mount under a pistol or on a rifle and have it like work with everything. With rifles, you can get away with a larger bezel. With the pistol, you got to find holsters for it. Speaking of holsters, down below when I'm done with this, I will copy you the companies that are saying they are going to make holsters for this and common pistols. So that should help everybody out. I did make that a big thing. I met the people that manufacture these when I was at SHOT Show in Vegas, and I told them, listen, we need a list of manufacturers that are making holsters for these lights, and I need them before they're released. So when people ask about it, I can be like, down in the description, here's a list of the manufacturers that are making them. So there it is. If anybody has any questions about this, oh, and it has their same throw lever system for mounting. So, a good thing about this throw lever system is that it doesn't loosen over time and come off the pistol. The bad thing about it is you've got this little bump on the side, so sometimes you can make finding holsters for these more difficult. I've noticed that I think it's the PL1, their weapon light that doesn't have the module on the bottom fits into Streamlight TLR1 holsters, generally speaking. These were a little harder for a while, so I'm glad they got a slightly smaller laser module on the bottom of it. Not sure if it'll fit into a TLR2 holster. We're going to check that later. But companies are now making holsters specifically for this. Any other questions about this? Put them in there. We'll scroll through before we do the giveaway, and you guys can see. I'll try to show you whatever it is you're asking about. So throw this back in here. The other thing that they have on their sale is these little UV lights for checking IDs and stuff. It's basically just a twist on, twist off light. It's just a little tiny UV LED. And then the i5T EOS in copper. So if you're familiar with the normal of this light, it is just the same light, the same clicking mechanism, but in copper. These are nice because they're harder to lose in the bottom of a duffel bag or in the bottom of a duty bag at work. I gave the other copper ones that I've gotten have been given to my wife to keep in the car because it's a lot easier to find this at the bottom of the glove compartment when we need it than it is to find a black light. So what I do is I replace the batteries in these with lithiums, and then we leave them in the car so that we don't have to worry about them melting, the battery falling apart and getting all nasty inside the light, and they're easier to find. So that's their sale. This is the light we're giving away. As soon as I can get to the mailbox, I got some stuff to pick up, so I will drop this off to ship. We're going to take some comments and questions, then we're going to give the light away. Just that simple. Let's go to the top. Everybody's saying hello, hello. Matthew Kleeman says this is a TLR1 design. It looks closer to the TLR2. It's about the same sizes. I'm not sure if it'll fit into TLR2 holsters. I can try that out if it's something you guys are interested in. When the stream's gone, maybe I'll put an update on the Instagram if it fits or not. Looks similar to TLR1. It looks very similar to the TLR2. The TLR1 doesn't have the module on the bottom for a laser. P110 K9 Solution says, hey there, Tommy. A couple of my K9 buddies had a good idea. Alert the NBA All-Star game. Did you? I did not hear about that. I haven't clicked onto the news yet this morning. I've been doing video stuff, trying to push content out when I'm not working. Truth Be Told says, I need me this. If you don't win it, there's a link for the sale. It starts tomorrow. So go check it out. How do I enter? We are going to do the entering as soon as we're done taking comments. It's going to be another case law giveaway. They're cool. They're cool. That's a pretty focused beam. Yeah, they tend to, when they're making weapon lights or anything they really want to throw, they'll make it where it's an intense spot, but you don't get a lot of spill. Roddle 7 MTS has actually never had no light product fail on me before, had any issues. So I gave the original, that tan weapon light, I forget what the nomenclature of it was, from Olight to a buddy of mine, and because he had a tan pistol, and he's like, oh, I would love that tan weapon. I was like, here you go, man, give it a shot, let me know if you have any problems with it. And he hasn't. It fit into a TLR1 holster that he has, a Safariland ALS, and he's been using it on the street since we did that video, so probably close to a year now. Take it to trainings and stuff. He says he loves it. People talking about what they want to put it on. That's great. Any word on what's coming for the Hellcat? Springfield doesn't talk to me, so. Tommy Reynolds says, I've never had my TLR1 come off my Glock, even with only finger tightening. I've had a TLR2 come off a Glock because it wasn't tightened enough. So now what I do is I use a penny and put it into that thumb screw thing and tighten it down just a little more than you would get with just finger tightening it. It seems to work pretty well. K3 says, hey, I saw your videos on the shield box and subscribed to you on the box. I'm glad you like it. We tried to give one of those away. In fact, I've got a Twitter giveaway going on right now. So you don't follow me on Twitter, go look me up there. Love the copper color. I have enjoyed it, and so has my wife. David Ashley says, do you happen to know if it drains the CR123 like the last ones? I had 6 that I ordered previously, and they would kill a new set of Surefire CR123s in a few months, even when not being used. Oh, that is the first I've heard of that. That is interesting. I don't know. I know the original weapon lights that I gave out to guys at work, no one has complained about them draining when not being used. I have not heard that. And normally lights that are CR123s don't have that problem. I don't know what would be inside, because this is a fairly simple mechanism. There's not electronics involved with this. This is just a switch inside. At least I don't think there's anything that's not solid or analog in here. I would like to know more about that. Generally, for me at work, I have to replace my batteries every 3 months no matter what on all my lights. I have to, like my duty lights I charge every week, and then any weapon lights that I have, I change the batteries out every 3 months so they don't ever go dead on me. So I normally have a pretty good stockpile of CR123s that are only partially used. And no one has complained to me that I've given these to that theirs has gone dead with not being used. Hi from the UK, hello. The guy who does the thing says, how do these lights do with shock and vibration? I haven't done a vibration test. It would be something interesting. I could probably work out a rig to do that in the future. It might be a very long, very boring live video. With shock, I actually threw it off of this roof. A couple of their weapon lights and a couple of their handheld lights, and haven't had any problems with that. I did get an opportunity to talk with some of the engineers from Olight at SHOT Show, and with weapon lights, that's always everybody's big concern, is shock, is from recoil and how much it can take. And there's a bunch of stuff that they do to isolate it with shock. So basically you put springs or springy material at both ends so you don't have the battery slamming into stuff every time the gun goes off. I could try doing a vibration testing. If that's something you guys want to see, put it in the comments down below when the video's done, and I'll see if I can work out something with, like, you know, an off-tilter lawnmower or a belt sander or whatever I have in the garage to work out some sort of vibration testing, if that's what you guys want. Alaskan Patriot says, what's your opinion on gun-mounted cameras? I actually had a company contact me, I think it was Viridian's marketing people contact me about, they had the first use of a gun-mounted camera in an officer-involved shooting. I haven't seen the video yet. I would have to see how well the light works, because if you mount a camera there, then you don't have a light. Or you have a light that is a significantly smaller bezel on it. So how does that affect the performance of the light, having the camera there? Technology changes every day. I wouldn't want to weigh in on it either way, but, like, there's trade-offs there when you start mounting stuff to guns. Elite Gamer HD says, what car do you drive on duty? I have a 2017 Ford Explorer. Light looks cool. It does. Will it fit my Smith & Wesson M&P 40? It'll fit. It comes mounted with the Glock rail on it, and then it comes with a 1913 rail that you can switch out in it, and the Allen tool to do it. So if you want to mount it on anything with a 1913 rail, you can do that. Lucas Stop says, do you like Chicago PD the show? No, it's stupid. Brush some teeth. Do you carry a mag loaded with FMJs when on duty? For my pistol? No, that's stupid. That's not a real thing. Ammenberg says, does it slow your weapon draw time having a light on the gun? No. Let's see if we have anybody. Logan Goodrich says, how long is the weapon light? Would it stick way off my Glock 19? I don't anticipate so. It looks like it's almost the exact same size as a TLR2, at least in length. It's going to stick out from the front of your Glock 19, but not significantly. No more than just carrying a 17. Donut Patrol 99 says, was lucky enough to win the last one. Definitely a quality light. I'm glad you like it. It's starting to rain here, so I may have to cut this short. El Castro says, why is the RL 1120 lumens and the GL is 1300 lumens? I don't know. Sometimes I think they just make the numbers up. I have no idea. Guardian Angel Devices is asking about enforcing the stay-at-home order. We aren't. It's kind of like an educational thing for people. Be like, hey, listen, shouldn't be doing that. We're doing it anyway. All right. We are not currently enforcing anything. Lucas Stop says, can I enter the giveaway in the UK? All right, so it's starting to rain, so we're going to do this. Here's the giveaway. You got to be able to legally own this thing where you're at. Also, you got to be somewhere inside the continental United States. I'm sorry to all of my overseas friends. Shipping to you is crazy. It would probably be cheaper just to buy you one than it would be to ship this one to you. And I'm not going to do that because, again, this is not my full-time internet thing. I'm a full-time cop, and this is a side thing. They sent me this. I don't need 16 of the things. So now when I'm getting them and it's something that I can't use because I have a bunch of them, I'm giving them away to all of you. Also, it makes it worth your while to even watch these videos and stuff. I like to give away to my audience. So if it's legal for you to have where you're at, and you're over 18, and you're inside the continental United States, you can win, as long as it's legal for me to ship this to you, which I will be doing as soon as this is over. So it is for just this light, and it is a case law giveaway. So the first person that comes up in the comment stream with the proper case for the case law I'm going to give you wins it. So here's the case law. It was the case where courts decided that a taser use is unreasonable in response to resistance that doesn't raise to the level of risk of immediate danger. So basically, it was one of the cases that said that you can't use a taser against passive resistors. People are like, well, I ain't leaving, and tase them. That their behavior has to rise to the level of a risk of immediate danger. So someone's going to get hurt in order for you to use the taser. So what's the case? And everyone is Googling it because no one's popped it up yet. Security29 says, so you hate us Canadians? No, definitely not. I would love to be able to ship it to Canada. The problem is shipping this to Canada is probably like $35. So I'm sorry. I do giveaways that are open to the Canadian audience whenever I can. Whenever I have a company that's in Canada that's going to ship it directly from them, totally. But as far as me paying to ship this to Canada, God only knows what that's going to cost. And then you got to deal with whether or not I can even ship this to Canada, because something with a laser sight could be against the ITAR or whatever's, and I ain't looking all that stuff up to find out where it's legal to ship this to. All right, so Tommy Reynolds was the first one who was able to Google that, because he obviously didn't know it because it took so long for everyone to respond, with Armstrong versus the Village of Pinehurst. So Tommy Reynolds, email me, freefieldtraining@gmail.com. That's freefieldtraining@gmail.com. Email me with your name and your address, and I will ship that puppy out to you. He's a winner. Anybody have any further questions about the light before we call it? We're at 19 minutes here. Wow, lots of very bad guesses. GIR says ITAR customs long list of problems. Yeah, I've shipped just duty bags getting shipped down here from Canada have taken 5 to 6 weeks to get to me. So, and it's like $40 to ship them back. And that for duty use with the laser. If you can find a good duty holster for it, I'm sure it'll work. Haven't durability tested this particular one, but we did do on their other model of the same thing, and this is supposed to be an upgrade for it. Didn't have any problems. So I'm going to scroll up. And that should be it. All right, so send me that email. If you guys have any other questions, you can put them down in the comments of this video when it's no longer live. I'll do my best to answer them with the stuff that I have, and I'm going to put this little yellow thing back in here before I forget to ship it out. Until next week, you guys be safe. Take care of each other.